The historic Italian city of Florence used to have a tram system in the past, but after the Second World War's damages were repaired, it was decided to gradually remove the lines due to its aging fleet. The historic trams made the last run in 1958, never to return again, you would think. But, since Valentine's Day of 2010, the over 360,000 inhabitants of Tuscany's capital and its many visitors make use of an excellent, well-used, modern, and expanding tram system. Let's take a look into the story of this modern tram system in my channel's first ever video from Italy. Florence has a rich history, and as an important and influential city, it obviously had trams far in the past. In 1879, a horse-drawn tram line was opened, and in 1989, the tram system was electrified. For nearly 60 years, the system was an important factor in Florence's transport system. But, as said before, in 1958, tram operations came to an end. Tracks and overhead wires were removed. But quite soon after, the city made a U-turn on this. And nearly 26 years after the tram system's closure, a new program was launched to build a new tram system. This system was supposed to be built to high standards of comfort, safety, and performance. By 1996, the first project was approved. However, it took still 9 years for construction to start. In 2010, the first line opened from Florence's Santa Maria Novella station to the commune of Scandicci. In 2018, Line T1 was completed with an extension from Santa Maria Novella station to Careggi Ospedale. In 2019, Line T2 opened on a section between Florence's airport and Piazza dell'Unità Italiana, which lies next to Santa Maria Novella station. Only on the 25th of January this year, an extension was opened, which leads to Piazza San Marco. This brings us to the network of today. This is the tram system of Florence. At the moment it is around 18 kilometers in length. The system is built at the standard gauge, at 1435 millimeters. Trams are powered by 750 volts DC overhead wires, and at the moment there's only one depot on the network. All of these factors make it a truly modern network. Let's now take a look at the lines. We start with line T1, which runs between Villa Costanza and Careggi Ospedale. Line T1 is the oldest line in the system. And then we continue with line T2, which runs between Peretola Aeroporto to San Marco Università. One final thing to note is that both lines stop at Santa Maria Novella station and serve both sides of the station. This video about the tram system of Florence is part of an already 45 episode long series of videos of transport systems. I would love to show you many more in the future. Therefore it would be really helpful if you like my video and subscribe to my channel. Let's now take a look at the tram fleet. The tram system of Florence is quite young, and similarly to other new tram systems, it only uses one tram type. Florence chose the AnsaldoBreda Sirio, a model that was built in Italy, and which is used in a variety of Italian cities, like Milan. The first batch of trams was delivered between 2008 and 2009. Ahead of the extension of line T1 to Careggi Ospedale and the opening of line T2, Florence ordered another batch of Sirios, this time at Hitachi Rail, as they took over AnsaldoBreda in 2015. There are a total of 46 bidirectional Sirios in Florence. They are 32 meters long across 5 sections, and they have a capacity of 276 passengers. Let's now take a look at the ridership. Across the year 2024, the trams in Florence transported just shy of 39.2 million passengers. The daily ridership is around 107,000 passengers per day. For a relatively small network, it is a really incredible figure. We also need to consider that line T2 did not open its newest extension to Piazza San Marco until January of 2025, which means the ridership is likely to increase in 2025. So what are the future plans? Florence is definitely not sitting still after the recent opening of the section to Piazza San Marco. Instead, construction on a new line has already started. This line will be line T3, which will initially run from Piazza della Libertà to Bagno a Ripoli. This first part of T3 should be open by the end of 2026. The second part of line T3 is in the final draft stage, and we'll see an extension from Piazza della Libertà to Rovezzano. Part of the T3 project is also the construction of a second depot for the network. Despite the system only having 3 lines at the end of this construction, the high frequencies on the system require a high number of trams. Line T2 is not fully completed yet. In fact, an extension is foreseen to the northwest from Florence's airport, to the nearby commune of Sesto Fiorentino. On this route, it will also connect to the campus of the University of Florence. And finally, the other project is line T4. It will connect to the current tram system near the stop Porta al Prato Leopolda and will go to Le Piaggio in the first stage. It will partially use an existing rail alignment. Near Le Piaggio, a third depot is foreseen. This depot will only be operated temporarily. The second stage of line T4 will lead to Campi Bisenzio. This stage will then get a new, larger depot that will take over from the Le Piaggio depot. The time horizon to complete the system will be 2030. But no official dates or targets are provided so far. However, the aim for the system is to eventually reach 85 million passengers by the end of all the constructions. And that's it for the tram system of Florence. Click here for my video about another relatively new tram system, the one of Tampere. As always, thank you very much for watching.